Hi, I'm Christine with Camp Smarts, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Bear Grylls Survival Series Basic Survival Kit. Okay, so this is what the Bear Grylls Survival Kit Basic Kit looks like when you buy it. On the back it tells you what is in the kit. This is a ripstop nylon bag. They've chosen orange, which is a really nice color to choose for a survival kit. You can see it's Gerber. It's got the Bear Grylls logo and Bear's signature on it. On the other side, we have the Alpine Rescue Signals, and I guess that's something that you might forget what they are if you are in a stressful situation, like a survival situation would be. It has a waterproof zipper, although the actual bag is not waterproof. The waterproof bag it has is actually inside. Just out of curiosity, let's look at the size of the actual bag. So if we look at inches, we're talking roughly about 4.5 inches and by width, and about 5.25 inches in length. If we want to know that in centimeters, we're talking about 11.5 centimeters width and about 13 centimeters length. In terms of weight, they do say it is a lightweight kit. So let's take a look at the weight. And it's weighing about 130.3 grams. So we'll accept what they're saying so far in terms of it being lightweight. This cord that is on here, it's my personal opinion that Gerber could have done a little bit better with most of the products in the Bear Grylls series. This kit, the Ultimate Kit, which is larger and obviously has more things in it, and even, for example, the Bear Grylls Fire Starter, which I do own, they have this whistle that they've added on the cord in these products, and they could have done the same thing here. That would have meant that the whistle wouldn't have to be inside. There would have been space for something else, and they could have put it on the outside. That's my only issue with the outside of this. So inside we have the waterproof bag. It's a tight fit in here. Okay. There. And it comes like such with all the products in it. So we have the Mini-paraframe knife. We have a fire striker. We have a cotton ball for fire tinder, waterproof matches, the Priorities of Survival pocket guide. I'll place it down here. Nylon cord, a whistle, some snare wire, and although this is not actually listed on here, if you look underneath the whistle here, which is number 3, there is something round underneath which could be, I guess, cordage. This seems to be like a heavy duty tooth floss, although it's way too thick to be tooth floss, and it's waxed up. I guess many different uses you could have for it. Now I've placed everything like this so you can see that it is what's on the image here. And they have the knife just opened up as such. Okay, so that's basically what is on here. So I've pretty much already talked about the bag, not much more that I would want to say about that. The pocket guide, the Priorities of Survival. This is something that I think is really nice to have inside of a survival kit. Some sort of cheat sheet, I guess, for survival. So it does have some tips, I guess you could call them, about, and I guess this is the front part of it. So protection, clothing, shelter, different forms of shelter that you could build if you were in that situation. How to start fire, different ways. In terms of rescue, location, signaling, and on this side we have navigation, so teaching you ways of finding directions without a compass. And then we have water sources, collection, purification, and then in terms of food, snare traps, and there's also some knots and scavenging. So nice little thing to have inside of a survival kit for sure. Next we have some emergency cord. It's nylon. Looks like it's pretty heavy duty. Not quite sure exactly how much is on there. Don't really want to take it out because I don't think I'd be able to put it back in. I wouldn't necessarily take this. I prefer paracord myself, but in a pinch I guess this would be pretty good. Then we have the fire striker, and I will do a little demonstration with it just to show you how it works. I mean, it seems like any other fire striker, but it might be interesting to see a little demonstration. The striker actually has, again, the Bear Grylls signature, and it says Gerber on it, and it has the Bear Grylls logo on the other side. We'll come back to that after. Whistle. So this is the whistle that comes inside of the set, and I'm going to very quickly compare it to the one that is on the Bear Grylls fire starter, which I thought would be the one that they should have had on there. But you can compare, and it's odd. I'll tell you right away, this one is not as good as this one, but it is smaller, and there's something to be said about that. So this is how this one sounds. That's pretty loud. Whereas this one, not as loud, a little bit more high pitched, but it is a good whistle nonetheless. Not really much more I can say about the whistle. The snare wire, I believe this is probably about 24, 26 gauge. Seems quite thin. Probably 24 gauge. And it is copper. However, as you can see, there's very little of it. And exactly how many snares you could make with this amount of wire, I'm not quite sure. You can see there's very little of it. But again, better than nothing. Waterproof matches. Not much to be said here. I mean, there's 8 of them. They come in a bag. They're sealed. They have the striker in a separate part of the sealed bag, so it's also sealed, because you definitely want to keep the striker dry. And I mean, it still comes inside of a waterproof bag, so that's pretty good. Cotton ball. Not much I can say about it. It's a cotton ball, it's a cotton ball. There could be something a little bit better in here. I mean, if you're going to put some sort of tinder in a kit, a cotton ball, anybody could have just done that themselves. And then, very important, is the knife. And this is a very good knife, actually, I have to say, my opinion. You do have it's a Gerber knife. I mean, Gerber makes some very good knives. And the way the handle is open, it makes it so that it's lighter. It's very sturdy. I mean, you can really imagine this being very, very strong. And I'm like really pushing here. The locking mechanism is on here. It looks pretty sturdy as well. That's where you would have to push it down to be able to close it. And definitely not a one-handed closing mechanism, but it's fine. So I'm going to do a little test on the Bear Grylls fire striker here that came in the side of the survival kit. I've separated it just to make it easier, and I'm going to use some dryer lint to catch the sparks. So let's see how this works. So there we go. It does work. Got a fire. Put it out. or somebody calls the fire department. So there we go. We've got the Bear Grylls Fire Striker, and it works. Okay, so this is my summary and evaluation of the kit. The kit has a very decent knife that can be used for shelter, and it also has some cord, which can be used for the same reason. I would have liked to have seen something like an emergency blanket to be able to complete the kit. Also, there is nothing to purify water or even to collect it. The survival guide inside talks about using the actual guide to collect water, which would mean there would be no need for purification. He also, being Bear Grylls, suggests sucking liquid out of the eye of a fish. But there is no fishing kit, and there are no instructions on how to fish without a fishing kit. So I would suggest having something as simple as a water filter with a straw that you can filter straight from the source. For fire, there are two methods of creating fire, and there is tinder. There's a fire striker, there's waterproof matches, and there is a cotton ball. The cotton ball I would have replaced with something as simple as a tampon, just because it will create more tinder for the almost the same amount of space. For food, again, the same knife can be used for food. The cord that was in the shelter can also be used for food in terms of creating traps. The snare wire is not really sufficient. It could be completed as well with something as simple as some safety pins, which could double as some fishing hooks. There is that other cord that could be used as fishing line in a pinch. There's a whistle, but there's no signaling mirror, so that's something that can be very easily added. Navigation, there's nothing in there except for instructions on how to use a sun. But if you don't have any sun, something as small as a nice little button compass would help. First aid, something like a sterile gauze pad and some antiseptic towelettes are something to help, and even something as simple as a little pair of tweezers. Something that is not really in here, but that's also always nice, is a little light. Now these are all objects that I did try to fit inside the kit, and I know they do fit. So this would be a way of completing it. With anything that you buy, you always want to know if it's worth what you're paying for. As a survival kit as it is, personally, I don't think it is a complete kit. There's many elements of it that I think that are borderline ridiculous, really. Yet, it is a kit that I am keeping. And I'll tell you why. The knife and the fire striker alone are worth pretty much the price of the whole kit. And it is a good knife, and it is a good fire striker. You still have as a bonus pretty decent whistle and some matches. And it's nice to have some waterproof matches as a backup. And you don't have to go out and buy a whole pack of them. So those are the reasons why I've chosen to keep this kit. I will definitely be breaking it apart. I'll probably be adding little things like the fire striker, the knife, and the matches, and definitely the little pocket guide into my own survival kit. I'm of the opinion that the best survival kit out there for anyone is the one that you put together yourself. However, a lot of times little objects are easily found inside of other kits because they've been made on purpose for it. So that's where it also has its value. So that's my review of the Bear Grylls Basic Survival Kit, and I hope you enjoyed it.